Hi, my name is Lissa Geiger Shulman, and I am the Democratic nominee for House District 30 in the North Hills of Pittsburgh. I am a teacher, an early childhood education advocate, and the mom of 3 wonderful children. And I am running because Harrisburg isn't working for working families like mine. And as a working mom, I feel so close to many of the issues facing our economy right now. These are things like a lack of family sustaining jobs, jobs that pay a living wage, that offer paid time off to care for yourself and your loved ones, and jobs that offer the protection of a union, something personal to me as a former PFT member. We also need good schools so that all our children, regardless of zip code, can get a quality education, and our schools need the resources to put all children on a path to success. Families also need affordable quality childcare and pre-K programs so that all children get a solid educational foundation. And finally, we need to ensure that healthcare is a human right. And in the midst of a pandemic, everyone should have access to testing and treatment for COVID when they need it, and healthcare coverage to care for themselves and their families. These are the urgent challenges facing our state right now that I am running to address. And I know I can be successful on these issues. I've released plans on these and more on my website, and I've worked successfully as a member of a coalition for early childhood education. I've gone into some of the most far-right, ideologically different than me members of our legislature, been greeted with a hug and cringe knowing some of the things I see on their Twitter feeds, but at the same time been able to sit down and have a good conversation about common ground that leads to great outcomes for kids. And it's this approach that I want to bring to working on so many of the other issues that are facing me and families like mine, and that are facing my local communities. I want to build those coalitions to achieve results. I know that I can win in this district, first because I've already won a competitive primary, the most competitive primary in Allegheny County to flip a Republican seat. When I began this campaign, I was 5 months pregnant, and that raised some eyebrows, both in my district and of the political establishment. But what I know to be true is never underestimate a mom on a mission. And in January and February, my campaign gathered the most petition signatures of any candidate in this race, many of them done by me personally, going door to door at 9 months pregnant. I have the work ethic and the drive to make sure that this seat is blue in November. On so many of the issues that matter in my district, I offer a stark contrast to my opponent. While running as a moderate, she has voted 98% with former Speaker Mike Turzai and the far-right members of her caucus. On issues like education, she's voted to increase EITC dollars, which gives away our public school dollars to private and corporate-run schools. On labor issues, despite sitting on the labor committee, she's done nothing to advance organizing rights or protect our essential workers in times of crisis faced by this global pandemic. In addition, in the midst of COVID, she has been fighting to end the governor's emergency disaster declaration. Back in May, she worked to expand and open back up barbershops and salons, an incredibly risky activity. And in Allegheny County, she's protested our closure of bars and restaurants as our numbers climbed earlier this month. Meanwhile, I have been stepping up to fill the void of constituent services because I know that there are people in my community who are hurting and who need help. And I've worked with my state senator, Lindsey Williams, and with my personal network to ensure that residents of my district get the government and community service help that they need during this time. My district is looking for a leader, and I know that I can be that person. Please join me in helping to flip House District 30 blue this November.